the end. It says
right. So they
Alan
flipped it.
G.
Then these is the people, the crew of the Ella Fitzgerald, and this is the memorial.
Okay.
It was 29 people that was casualties on the Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
The Ella Fitzgerald was flipped over in Lake Superior.
Okay.
So they're saying that the ship flipped in the superior spirit realm first. It was a spiritual war.
Okay.
All right. In the seas, the lakes were as vast as the seas was the flip from the fresh water to the salt water.
Okay.
That's how we end up in the bay. So from the bay, it's telling us that somebody, which we discovered was 40 water, was keeping the guys, the OGs, solid together. He was like a binding agent.
I want to say Easy E with the Crips. I mean, Easy 40 with the Crips too. But he connected.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he.
I don't know if he is a Crip. I know he connected with the Crips though.
Yeah, he connected with all of them because in the bay, for what they saying he's doing, he's being a peacekeeper between the clans.
Okay.
Right now, remember, blessed are the peacemakers, for theirs should be the kingdom of heaven. Right.
Yeah.
So we're looking for a peacemaker like 40 water, but we're looking for somebody that he's working with that would be considered his OG.
Man, it's got to. I'm trying to think of who they could be though. That's a. And this red dude, is he hiding in the background, or do we know it's? Can we we've seen him before? We think.
I don't know yet.
I think it's Farrakhan.
I'm just following the signs, and the signs is unraveling what it unraveled.
I think it's a Farrakhan now. E40 on the Farrakhan now. I don't know, man, because Farrakhan a little feisty though. So
no, when she says set it adrift.
Did they tell
you? It's the more. Go to the search bar.
All right, right here.
We come back to the video.
Okay, all right. Go to Google search bar.
Yep.
I got you.
Under images, type in Moorish sacred drift.
Oh shit. We got it, bro.
This T. Rogers.
Oh, this right here, yeah. You see it? What you need?
It's right gonna be a book. Put book behind it.
Right here. Here you go. Right here. Is it Peter some Sacred Drift?
Yep.
Right here with Double Jew Ali on the cover.
All
right, I got you. Let me blow it up. Man, you be giving us some good books every time, bro. Hey, shit that I ain't never heard of. I went to a library, bookstores there. I ain't never seen the books you be talking about. Somebody like you be giving me some good shit. Like this book, I ain't never heard of this book. I got a lot of books. Man, Sacred Drift. This right here gotta be some high power alchemy right here. What the hell is going on here, Rod?
Yeah, it is some high powered alchemy. This is called a knock from the past. It's a message from Noble Jew Ali that was carried by one of his students into the future on his behalf.
Okay.
In order to get the secrets out into the public domain. You see his hand?
Yeah. I have a
right.
Right.
But it also with no glove on.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Right. The right hand reveals the secrets in the public domain. He's talking about Michigan.
Okay.
The right hand of God.
Yeah, that hand,
right hand to earth.
My bad for cutting in. But that
scroll up to the names. Scroll up to the names and see what they say.
Peter LeBron Wilson.
Okay. Now, the first thing I noticed about that name
is what?
It say Lamborn.
Yeah.
Who wrote the book of Lam?
Baba.
Who gave the prophecy of the book of Lam?
Elijah.
Okay, this is already documented, right?
Yeah.
So Peter, meaning father, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Peter was told in the Bible, on this rock, right?
Yeah.
I'll build my temple,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
Now, we know in the lodge that the rock is the stone that the builders rejected,
The cornerstone.
becomes the chief cornerstone, chief cornerstone,
That's right.
right? And this is Will's son,
Will's son. That's right. Let's do it.
right? But here's the kicker. Believe it or not, Will's son is my father.
Okay. Go ahead.
My grandfather's name is Will.
Okay.
And that make my father Will's son.
That's right. Let's get it.
Peter, the one who knows about the book of Lamb, is born to Will's son. The father was born to Will's son. This is a message from Noble Drew Ali, standing between both pillars, Joaquin and Boaz. Severity and mercy on the straight up 45.
That's right.
That's an upright man revealing the secrets to the public. This is instructions from what to do from Noble Drew Ali to me through his students. This is called reaching into the future.
What's this sword right here in the ground? Like, well, all this stuff down here.
Those are different symbols that goes to the rulership. That's King Arthur's sword.
Okay.
My father's name was Arthur.
Go ahead.
Right? So you got to pull the sword by having the blood.
Okay.
You get the blood from the motherland on the red house, which is the red roses.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 red roses because you need 3 sisters to bless you in.
Mm-hmm. They got like a ghost or somebody in the background watching them in the future or something with the Sphinx in the background. Why Noble Drew Ali got the desert and the Sphinx in the background?
Because he came across the burning sands.
Okay, yeah, with it.
Right? That's the Arabian sands.
Yeah.
He crossed the desert and he stands before the Sphinx, because he's facing the west.
Okay.
But when we find out that the world is misoriented, we find out he's facing the east from the west. That's called the proper reorientation.
Okay.
Right?
I'm with you.
He's standing on his 45 with his fez on. He's exercising his 360 of learned knowledge.
Okay.
He learned the 360 to the 720 on the tassel flip on the 360.
Okay.
This is the 360 flip to 720, and the 720 flips to 1440 off the turnaround.
Okay.
All right, now go back up to the top because it's finna take us to another book.
Yeah, blue moon. Every blue moon. What the?
Yeah,
fuck?
that's a rare event. It's going to take place. This is a prophecy in pictorial form by aligning the art to the spiritual intuition.
This is fire.
Okay, now the Sacred Drift, essays on the margins of Islam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the guy sent me a video today about guys talking about writing in the margin on the paper. Right? It's a term for it, and it's called marginalization.
Okay.
Right? In order to escape the margin, you have to enter into the body of the work.
Okay.
Right? So this is what this is transferring this back off of a knockback.
Okay.
We told you we was coming based on the words in the capital letters as an anagram.
Okay. That shit fights a lot of shit in this picture. Hey, got the prayer beads right there. What's that? The prayer beads on the Boaz or the not? You know what I'm saying?
That's mercy.
Okay. I mean, they bear with us. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm looking at the word sacred drift. Watch this.
Okay.
The Sa priestesses are the doula.
Yeah.
The letter C is the symbol for the word C.
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
Remember when you pulled up the red eye in the pyramid?
Yeah.
And what did I tell you it means?
You said it means, man, I can't remember.
blood in my eye.
Yeah, blood.
And my blood
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
third eye. That's when you see
yeah,
the
yeah,
enemy
yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
D is the 4, right? That we got flipped off of the channel 4 flip.
Mm-hmm.
The rift. The
Mm-hmm.
rift was the division between the children of the nations on the land.
Okay.
So the priestesses see red when the 4 kings see the rift.
Okay.
That means you see the enemy for who they really is. This is coming off a sacred drift off of the students of Noble Drew Ali.
Uh-huh.
This is what we would call a righteous more not.
And would this be safe to say whatever Noble Drew Ali was bringing, he brought it from ancient Kemet? Because he was over here, got the pyramid.
Well, you got to remember he studied Kemetic sciences because he was trying to figure out how do he get his people out of the condition they in.
Okay.
Right. So he studied Kemetic sciences. That's how he know to use the symbolism in order to maximize the information exposed without using a whole lot of words.
It's got a cub right here at the bottom too. It's a cub right here, like a cub, like a tiger, or a lion or something.
It's probably a tiger cub.
Yeah, it's like right here at the bottom, right here.
Mm-hmm.
I can blow it up bigger. Right here, you see him? 3 roses. Man,
yeah, he could be any one of the big cats.
Yeah. Noble Drew Ali, it was a high-powered freaking alchemist, man. I'm telling you, every single picture he took.
The sword is also a battle axe.
Okay, let me roll it up. Oh yeah, you can tell. Okay, yeah, right here. It's like a Native American knock, right?
Yeah, that's a tomahawk knock.
Yeah.
The tomahawk is a cleaver.
That's right.
Which is the Cleveland clans, which is Ohio Indians. Right? So we get knocks from multiple clans to close out all this shit on the land and restore us back to prominence where we supposed to be anyway.
That's right. Hey, you know these structures in the background too? If you look at these structures, these were the same structures that we had over here on this land. Like some of these structures, the Washita built these type of structures in Oklahoma.
Yeah, those was mud huts.
Yeah.
North American mud huts. Pull them up.
Yeah, I'm gonna type it in right now.
North American mud huts.
I got you.
Native American mud hut.
Okay.
This was the preferred way to make homes in the Southwest because the temperate climate. Yeah.
Like in Phoenix, those areas, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So the dirt is an insulator. It keeps it cool on the inside.
It's pretty much a mound.
That's how we beat the heat.
These had their own air conditioning system, and how they built them. You know what I'm saying?
Ventilation.
Yep, that's right. And these right here are like the mount. We built mounds too, like underground mounds, the same kind of way. Like, but we built them. These right here were above ground. This is fire, Rod. The same little thing. I seen that in the background. Yeah, right here. These the same one. Look at that. That's like in like Phoenix, New Mexico,
Arizona. So these are also used for the sweat lodge ceremonies in some cases too, depending on the tribe. Right. When they use them for sweat lodge ceremonies, they'll go in that motherfucker in broad daylight when it's 120 degrees outside and start a fire in that bitch. And that motherfucker get hot enough, your ass be in that bitch sweating your guts out.
Yeah.
On peyote, high as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Per packs. You know what I'm saying? That's where they get it from. They didn't hit
it. The reason why I don't refer a lot of people to psilocybins and psychotropics is because if a person have a episode and they don't have an experienced shaman with them, that it can ruin them permanently.
That's right. I know people that had it happen. I know a dude that walk around with just a steering wheel to a car, talking to himself after he hit this shit without a guide.
Yeah. So when you run into that situation, when you got the experienced guide, he know how to guide you through the conquering of that ancestral energy that's trapping you there. That way he can free you to come back into the physical reality without losing your psychological makeup.
That's right. That's right. And you know something too, Rod, about that, to add to what you're saying, because I studied that when I was writing the dream scroll. What happens is if they do it without that guide, that master guide there, they can get it's high power freaking alchemy. You can get trapped because it's a back door. Like you know about the mirror work. You a high power alchemist, you gonna know what I'm talking about. But like the people that don't, like when you leave, when you do this drug, you leave your body, you astral travel, and you go to a whole nother dimension. But the dimension is actually right here, but it's, you know, you can't see it because of the state that you're in. But once you do this drug, it projects you into that dimension. Now, when you get there, it's other beings that's already there. Some of them are trapped there. And what they would do is, if you ain't got a guide to keep you, because what happens if you go there and you got fear on you, these beings can sense it in this dimension, and so they'll come to you and trap you in that dimension, and then they'll steal your body, and they'll come back, and then you will be a whole different person, and they'll think that it's you, but it's really a being that stole your body from when you were doing the drug, because you went in there and you got fear on you and you went with a master. If you see, like, high power alchemists can do it by themselves. They can go in there and they can come back out. Like my brother, he was doing it by himself, and he did it a lot, man. And to one point, he said that one day he was driving.
There's only one thing about that a lot of people don't understand.
Go ahead.
When you have a walk-in like that, that's called a temporary walk-in. It's rules to that shit.
That's right.
Right? And this is what makes you lose your mind. Because if they come into your physical body while you're in an altered state, they alter your brain chemistry.
That's right.
So when you come back to yourself, you got an altered brain chemistry. They probably couldn't even do shit with your body.
Yeah, they assimilate it. They just assimilate it. Baba explains it like they assimilate their ideas into your brain frequency.
That's a full walk-in.
Yeah.
The full walk-in can only come in to suicidals.
Hey, go ahead.
They had to be so disenchanted with life on Earth that they're willing to leave by any means possible. They normally go out as a walk-in. They walk out and another one walk in. That's a trading of a soul contract.
That's right.
So normally what happened is somebody couldn't handle the contract or the agreement to come into the 3D world. So they pass off the responsibility to another soul who might have died in a car accident or prematurely by some means. They get the opportunity to come in. They can finish the rest of their life out by also completing your journey. So whatever your life purpose was, they have to satisfy the fulfillment of that purpose, and then they go back to their original purpose before they walked in.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Hey, so most of the walk-ins are not nefarious beings. But the hijackers,
negative beings.
Yeah, most of the walk-ins are benevolent. They just somebody that's trying to finish up the agreement before they was rudely interrupted by external forces.
Okay, let's get it.
Right. That's where you get 98% of your walk-ins. What you call hijackers is the ones you talking about, but they can only habitate for a certain amount of time in your body.
Drink blood, right? They gotta drink some kind of solution to stay in the third dimension. They gotta, in order for them to keep them in this body, they gotta do every 30 days, they gotta do a certain ritual to stay in that body.
Well, yeah, if they ritualistically tied from the 3D world, like it's rituals you can do to send somebody outside their body and call in an altar to do your bidding for you as if they that person.
That's right. I've seen this. I know.
Right. Those are what we used to call Zumba rituals.
Okay.
Where you got your word zombie from.
Okay. Okay.
Right. When they hijack, the ones that's doing the hijacking normally want to use you to do their dirt in the 3D world without them getting caught.
Exactly. Go ahead.
This how we got caught in this conjure war, because they was using pale faces because they didn't want to get caught. They had no control over what they was doing because they had to follow the instructions of their master. Right? So the only thing we can do is make friends with pale faces and overrun their institutions with friendlies.
Yeah.
Which is how we,
Bush.
right. That's how we end up winning. We could go back to the book.
I
We
got
can find another
I
book.
got you. We going back right here. We was on this one. I think we was on this one.
I think that's the one we was on. The one you at now.
Okay, let's go to the next one, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
The forgotten slave trade. The white European slaves of Islam. We don't want to talk about that though, dude.
Go ahead.
We just only want to talk about niggas with slaves and white people came out the caves, conquered the gods, and put them in chains. Make that shit make sense, Alder. What they talking about?
Right.
If we start watching the long game, this is what we gonna find out. These motherfuckers came over here slaves. Right? And then they start using them to block us out of the institutions. That's how they shifted their position in the society. Once they shift their position in the overall society, now they standing in the background. Anybody give them any problems, they murder that nigga.
Wow.
Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Prosser. And the list goes on and on of the ones you don't even know put up a resistance. They don't tell a lot about the slave rebellions or the insurrections in the prison camps because they don't want that to be part of the culture. Us constantly waking up and uprising against the tyranny of artificial legal fiction that's operating in a de facto capacity, pretending to be our government, pretending to give a fuck about us, but all the time they economically raping us, they socially destroying us, and they literally are taking the future and from our kids by corrupting what our kids learn. What our children learn from the master keeps them in a perpetual servant mentality. Right? Let's go to the next one. See, all of these is they references so they can learn more about what really went on with the slave trade.
Get a real grasp of it. Get a real good part of the picture.
This is what the CSA where thousands of Irish people sold as slaves. The answer is yeah, because the Irish was fighting the English, and the English don't look like they look today. They look like light-skinned Negroes. They the ones who was running this operation. So when Baba say we was getting punished by our sins, not for our sins, what was the sin?
Exactly.
What was done to the pale people first, you think we gonna get away without paying for that shit?
Exactly. That's what I said.
And my mama say sometimes the good got to suffer with the bad. Because one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch. But if you dump out the whole basket, you can find which ones ain't spoiled. Rinse them off and put them back in there and go about your merry business. So when all of the baskets got dumped out, right? So now it's time of the harvest where we take the good apples and leave the bad ones.
Okay.
Right? Go to the next one. There was one right before this. You double click.
Hold on, let me go back. It just make it do like that.
Okay, I see what happened. Go ahead.
Unless it was that one. Hold up.
That's what I thought it was right there.
Yeah, okay. It might be that one then. Yeah, okay. It is double clicking on me. Go ahead.
Look, Christian slaves, Muslim masters.
Wow.
White slavery in the Mediterranean, the Barbary Coast, and Italy from 1500 to 1800.
Wow.
This is after Columbus. These are motherfuckers they was bringing over here with them.
I got a picture go along with it. While we on that, I got a picture that's go along with this.
Pull it up.
Okay, this is a picture right here. And you like you already said something about these dudes. Like these dudes right here.
Oh yeah.
He a Muslim, ain't it?
Yeah, them Arabs.
Okay.
The one on the left is a Turk.
Okay. Yeah. The two Gammas. That's what they call them in the Old Testament. Two Gammas.
Yeah. He the servant of the other dude with the beard.
That's crazy, man. So he a white servant.
Yep.
And he ain't part of the Canaanites because the Canaanites, but he is part of the Canaanites because his family, his people come from the Canaanites mixing with those people over there, the Japhat now people.
That's what makes the ones that look like Abu Bakr.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the pale Arabs.
Mm-hmm.
The niggas that can't took over with the crescent flag and they can't
see. Okay, now you see the guy on the right. His father could look exactly like Tipper Tier.
Okay,
but his mama would be one of the servants that's the complexion of my man.
Okay,
right. Remember Tipper Tier, right?
You
remember who he was?
No. Go ahead.
Tipper Tier, pull him up. Right, Tipper Tier was at the time of his life, he was the world's largest slave trader.
Spell his name for me.
TIPPER, new word, TIBB.
Hold on, let me make sure I spelled that right. Spell it again.
TIPPER.
Yeah.
TIB.
BB. Okay, yeah, that's how you spell it. I think I got this dude in there too.
There you go. First and second picture of him.
Let me save it in there because he part of this whole what we talking about. All right.
Now he was from Northern Africa, and he traded African slaves to Europe. That was his business.
What? Hold on, we finna get this cat. The ancestors finna get this nigga, man. We finna wake him up out of his grave and hang it.
Yeah, so Baba got him in a couple of scrolls telling us his history, and it's a black guy that's wrote this big ass book. The book is red. I can't think of the name of it, but it's something like Muslims' contribution to the world. He got a section in there on him too.
Check that out.
Yeah, old Tipper Tier, the most prolific.
Selling niggas.
Yeah, nobody in history since him had a reputation of selling more slaves than him. He bought, sold, and traded more slaves than anybody in the known history of the world.
Damn. And it was
except for that's the only way you can out trade him. You have to count like Rome's wealth source was slaves. And so he would be a contributor to Rome's wealth as a slave trader. Now, what was his religion?
Islam?
He was a Muslim.
Yeah.
Muslims are still trading slaves to this day in the Sudan. They capturing them in the Sudan, put them in bondage. They capturing them in Ethiopia, putting them in bondage. This is what made him go in there and get Muhammad Fahd ID, Black Hawk Down. Remember that?
Yeah.
Don't nobody know why they went over there.
Yeah, you go break that down for me, man. On the Black Hawk Down.
So they went over there to get rid of a guy named Muhammad Fahd ID. They called him a warlord.
Let me pull this nigga up, man. Hold up. Muhammad.
What's his middle name? FHAD. His last name ADID.
FH.
You should see it in the drop down. Muhammad Fahd ID.
Muhammad.
No, he ain't up there. It ain't spelled right somewhere.
Yeah, ID. What's the last part? ID. ID.
Yeah, ADID.
ADID. Okay.
Put Ethiopian warlord behind it.
Yeah, here you go, right here.
There you go.
Yeah, that's him right there. I remember him now.
They went over there. That whole military operation was to kill him.
Why they want to kill him?
Under him, Muhammad Fahd ID didn't believe in allowing people to come into his country and exploit the people and to trade the women. He was protecting the women and the children, and he was raising the boys to be soldiers. They had to get rid of them. He was creating a situation in Ethiopia where pretty soon they would be able to defend themselves, and they didn't want that to happen. Ethiopia has been under a protectorate with varying European countries, mostly Italy and Britain, for the last 150 years. This guy would have got their independence. That's what he was fighting for. Now, if you notice, he looked like somebody else, Anwar Sadat. Anwar Sadat was the last Egyptian pharaoh from Egypt that was an Egyptian. You remember?
No,
saying that.
No.
Yeah. They built a pyramid structure to him in his memorial. You remember what happened to him, right?
No.
He was assassinated on stage by the Mossad.
What?
You know who the Mossad is, don't you?
Yeah, that's Israeli CIA.
Yeah. Now you know who run that, right?
What you got? I got ideas, but you know,
the Dirty Moors run that. All that shit going on over there, the Dirty Moors run that shit.
That's what I was gonna probably say too.
That's their shit. Pull up assassination of Anwar Sadat.
Oh yeah, we gotta get this.
It was live.
I think Baba got that in the book. Baba got that in the book.
Yeah.
He got that in the book. I remember reading this in the book when you saying it now. It's my memory starting to come back. I think I read it in the book that Baba put out about that dude getting assassinated.
Yeah, they had
to spell his name.